Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Bradley Penrod. Today I want to answer the question why there is no translators listed for the New World Translation. You know, I looked at several different translations. I looked at the King James, the New King James, the English Standard Version, the Christian Standard Version, the New American Standard Version, and they all had one thing in common. You could either find the names or the names and credentials of those translators with regard to their the schooling they had and the expertise that they had as well. But see, the thing is, with the New World Translation, that is absent. For example, I looked at the 2013 foreword to the New World Translation, and I looked at the foreword for the 1984 translation, and there is nothing in those that provide a list of the translators. The question is why? I would say the answer would be most basic, that the Watchtower is protecting the translators because the translators do not possess the scholastic training to properly translate the scriptures. And I want to provide at least one example of that today. And that would be that we know one of the names of the translators of the original New World Translation that was translated in the 1950s and 60s, and that is it is provided by Raymond Franz, and it's his uncle Frederick Franz. And the thing is that Frederick Franz, his scholastic integrity is put to the test because he is cross-examined in a Scottish court with regard to his abilities. And the excerpt I'm getting ready to read you can find on the internet. It's from the pursuer's proof of the cross-examination held on Wednesday, November 24th, 1954. Examining Frederick Franz, Vice President of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, and he is sent as a representative of the Society and the Translation Committee. The question is asked to him, "Have you also made yourself familiar with Hebrew?" He responds, "Yes." Another question, "So that you have a substantial linguistic apparatus at your command?" He responds, "Yes, for use in my biblical work." Another question, "I think you are able to read and follow the Bible in Hebrew, Greek, Latin, Spanish, Portuguese, German, and French?" He responds, "Yes." Later during the same cross-examination, he is asked, "You yourself read and speak Hebrew, do you?" He responds, "I do not speak Hebrew." "You do not?" He answers, "No." "Can you yourself translate that into Hebrew?" He asks which, and the question is the fourth, Genesis 2:4, and he says, the question is, "Yeah, do you mean here?" And he says, the cross-examiner says, "Yes, here," and he responds, "No." So we go from Frederick Franz saying he has a mastery of the text of the Hebrew language, and then he says, as he gets pressed on it, he shows that he has perjured himself on the stand, that he in fact does not have the capability to translate from the Hebrew Genesis 2:4. Now here's the interesting part. Now this Genesis 2:4 was taken to a Hebrew teacher at Talbot Theological Seminary, and somebody asked him, is Genesis 2:4 hard to translate? And the teacher responds that if one of my students of first year Hebrew could not translate that text, I would never pass them in my class. So that says a lot, that if a first year Hebrew student could not translate that text successfully, he would not pass the class. And yet we have the former president of the Jehovah's Witnesses not being able to translate that text. So what it shows us is that Franz did not have the proper training to do so. And so, like I said, the question goes back to why is the Watchtower protecting the translators of the New World Translation? It's because they probably do not have the proper capabilities to translate the text. And the fact of the matter is, the New World Translation is not really a translation at all. It's a perversion, it's a twisting of the scriptures to support their false doctrines. Thank you for watching.